Students, now today's topic it is the biology chapter 2, that is the systematics of living organisms. Now in this systematics of living organisms there is a deletion for the evolution in this year. That is page number from 6 to page number 9, there is a deleted part for the evaluation. Okay, now in the contents of these pages from page number 6 to page number 9, the contents are deleted for the evaluation. Okay, now next topic it is the five kingdom system. Okay, five kingdom systems. The Carl Linnaeus classified living organisms into two kingdoms based on mode of nutrition, but this was inadequate. It could not classify the organisms that show both characters for bacteria, fungi, euglena, etc. Means the bacteria, fungi, euglena, they show both the characters of plants and animals. So the system of classification given by Carl Linnaeus, it is inadequate. Okay, so to avoid confusion, scientist R.H. Whittaker in 1969 proposed five kingdom system of classification. This system show phylogenetic relationship, means study of evolutionary development of groups of organisms based on how closely they are related to each other. Means in the five kingdoms given by R.H. Whittaker, they are phylogenetically having phylogenetic relationship, means they have close relation in the evolution. Okay, evolution development are seen during these five kingdoms, means evolution is takes place from one kingdom to second, second to third, third to fourth, fourth to fifth, means there is a phylogenetic, this is called as a phylogenetic relationship. Okay, that is the there is a evolutionary development within this group. Okay, now these five kingdoms are kingdom Monera, kingdom Protista, kingdom Plantae, kingdom Fungi, kingdom Animalia. Okay, which are five kingdoms, that is the Monera, Protista, Plantae, Fungi, Animalia. Now we have to study these five kingdoms in very detail. Okay, the first kingdom, it is the kingdom Monera. The characters of kingdom Monera, it is the first. These are the unicellular organism with prokaryotic cellular organization. These are the unicellular organisms which having the prokaryotic organization. Means unicellular means this is the made up of, this organism is made up of only one cell, and the cell, it is the prokaryotic cellular organization. You know that there are two types of cellular organization, that is the prokaryotic and eukaryotic. Now primitive type of cell organization, it is called as a prokaryotic. Which are the characters of the prokaryotic cell? That there is a no well defined nucleus is there, then membrane bound organelles are absent in there, then the simple double stranded circular DNA is present in this prokaryotic cellular organization, whereas in eukaryotic cell there is a proper nucleus is present. In this nucleus DNA fibers are present, that is the chromosomes are present, and membrane bound organelles are also present in this cell. Okay, the first character, that is it is the these organisms are unicellular, means made up of single cell, and prokaryotics means the cellular organization is a primitive type. Then next it is the omnipresent. These are omnipresent, that is they are found in all types of environment which are not generally habitated by other living organisms. Okay, their omnipresence means they are present in all types of conditions. Okay, the majority, next it is the, that is the majority are the heterotrophic in nature, but few are photoautotrophs and chemoautotrophs. Majority of Monera are the heterotrophs, but few are photoautotrophs and chemoautotrophs. Autotrophs means which can prepare their own food are called as a autotrophs by means of the process of photosynthesis. Means photosynthesis process, that autotrophs are which are the autotrophs. They can prepare their own food by means the process of the photosynthesis. Then chemotrophs, that is they are able to synthesize their own organic molecules from the fixation of the CO2, carbon dioxide, are able to synthesize their own organic molecules from the fixation of the CO2. Then next, they don't have well-defined nucleus. Well-defined nucleus is absent in this Monera. Then DNA exists as a simple double-stranded circular chromosome, single chromosome called as a nucleotide. Now DNA exists as a simple double-stranded circular single chromosome called as a nucleotide. Then extra chromosomal genetic material is present, which is a smaller circular molecules of DNA. This genetic material is called as a plasmids are present. Okay, these plasmids are smaller circular molecules of DNA, which are the extra chromosomal genetic material. Okay, then cell wall is made up of peptidoglycan. It is made up of peptidoglycan, which is also called as a murin, which is a polymer of sugars and amino acid, which is a polymer of sugar and amino acid, which is called as a peptidoglycan. Then membrane bound organelles that such as mitochondria, chloroplast, endoplasmic reticulum are absent. So, membrane bound organelles like mitochondria, chloroplast, endoplasmic reticulum are absent. Then ribosomes are smaller in size, that is than in eukaryotic, that is the 70S size ribosomes are present. Okay, the mode of reproduction is by means of asexual, binary or budding. Okay, the mode of reproduction is asexual or with the help of binary, fission or budding. Asexual reproduction is totally absent in the kingdom Monera. Then morphologically bacteria are categorized into the 4 groups. Means morphologically means what is the shape of the bacteria. What is the shape of the bacteria? On the basis of the shape of the bacteria, these bacteria are categorized into the 4 groups. First group, it is the spherical, example is the coccus. Then second, it is the rod shape, that is the bacillus. Third is the comma or kidney shape, that is the vibrio. Fourth, it is the spiral, that is the spirulum. Now these 4 types of bacteria are categorized due to the morphologically. Okay, then on the basis of evolution, these bacteria are classified into 2 groups, that is the Archaebacteria and Eubacteria. On the basis of the evolution, means evolution on the basis of evolution, first is the Archaebacteria, then second it is the Eubacteria. Now we have to see the characters of the Archaebacteria. The Archaebacteria firstly termed as a extremophils. Why they are called as a extremophils? Because they are found in extreme environments, hence they term as a extremophils. These Archaebacteria are found in a very extreme environments, means high temperature, high salt water. These high extreme environments, these Archaebacteria are present. That is why these Archaebacteria are termed as a extremophils. Then next character, it is they are found in a volcanic craters to salty water to and hot spring. These Archaebacteria are found in a volcanic craters, in the volcano they are found, then which have the very high temperatures. You all know that in volcano there is a very high temperature. Then salty lakes in the lake which have very high rate of salts. In the salty lake these bacteria are found. Then in the hot spring, the hot springs. The temperature of water is very high. In this temperature also these archaebacteria are found. Okay. Then next, these halophils, who are called as a halophils, that is bacteria that can withstand high salinities are called halophils. Means bacteria, archaebacteria which can withstand the high salinities, means high quantity of salts in the water. They are called as a halophils. They are called as a halophils. Bacteria that can withstand high salinities are called halophils. Such as, and then those who withstand extreme temperature are known as thermophils. Extreme temperature, these thermophils are found in a very high temperature or extreme temperature. They are called as a thermophils. Okay. Then next, it is the methylogenic bacteria. These methylogenic bacteria, which are called as methylogenic bacteria, the bacteria that produce methane as a byproduct. Okay. Who are the methylogenic bacteria? The bacteria that produce methane as a byproduct found in this bacteria, that is the methylogenic bacteria, found in gut of ruminants. Ruminants means cows and buffaloes. The gut means the gut of ruminants have methylogenic bacteria, that is in the gut of cows and buffaloes these methylogenic bacteria are found. What is meant by the methylogenic bacteria? The bacteria that produce methane as byproduct, and they are found in the gut of the ruminants, that is the cows and buffaloes. Now these bacteria help in production of methane in a biogas plants. We all know that the biogas plants, in this biogas plant, the methane gas is released, or the methane gas we get. Okay. Now this methane gas is get from the help of this methylogenic bacteria. The methylogenic bacteria helps in the production of methane in biogas plants. Now these are the characters of the archaebacteria. Okay. Then next bacteria, that is the eubacteria, or these bacteria are also called as a true bacteria. They are also called as a true bacteria. Okay. Now what are the characters of the eubacteria? The first character, it is the cell wall is made up of peptidoglycan. Okay. The cell wall of this eubacteria, it is made up of peptidoglycan. They are all autotrophs and heterotrophs. Okay. The mode of nutrition are autotrophic or heterotrophic. We all know that what is meant by the autotrophs and heterotrophs. Autotrophs means which can prepare their own food. Okay. And heterotrophs means they depend on their food on the others. Okay. For their food they depend on the others. They are called as a heterotrophs. And autotrophs, which are called as autotrophs, which can prepare their own food, they are called as autotrophs. Which are the autotrophs? We all know that all green plants are the autotrophs. Okay. All green plants, they can prepare their own food by the means of the process of photosynthesis. Okay. That is why they are called as autotrophs. Then which cannot prepare their own food. Okay. Which cannot prepare their own food, they are called as a heterotrophs, and for the food they depend on the other organisms. They are called as a heterotrophs. Okay. In eubacteria we also see the autotrophs and heterotrophs. Okay. Autotrophs can be, now these autotrophs can be photosynthetic, like chlorobium. The chlorobium is a green sulfur bacteria, and chemosynthetic like a sulfur bacteria. Okay. In autotrophs we can see that the photosynthetic bacteria like chlorobium, which is a green sulfur bacteria, and chemosynthetic like sulfur bacteria. Okay. Then next character is they are the multicellular filamentous form. They are the multicellular filamentous forms living in fresh water covered by mucilaginous sheath. Okay. in these eubacteria are there. They are multicellular filaments. Okay, this is not a single cells. Okay, there are many cells. Multicellular means made up of many cells, and this is the filamentous like structure. Okay, the structure is like a filaments living in a fresh water, which is covered by the mucilaginous sheath. Okay, this multicellular filaments, it is covered by the mucilaginous sheath. Then next character, it is the that genetic material, it is like typical like the prokaryotic. The genetic materials, it is like a prokaryotic, means prokaryotics means genetic material. Prokaryotics means that there is a don't have well defined nucleus. Okay, simple double stranded circular DNA strands is present in the prokaryotic, means the genetic material, it is the prokaryotic. Then photosynthetic pigments are there in this eubacteria. Which are the photosynthetic pigment? That is the chlorophyll A, chlorophyll B, carotenoids and xanthophylls. These are the photosynthetic pigments. These are present in this eubacteria. Okay. Now these chlorophyll pigments give the different colors to the bacteria. Okay. The different colors are due to these photosynthetic pigments. Okay. Which pigments is present in the bacteria gives the color to the bacteria. Okay. Then next is that the filaments show heterocells which help in the nitrogen fixation. Now the filaments have the heterocyst cell which help in the nitrogen fixation. Then most of the bacteria are heterotrophs, that is they are decomposers. Okay, they are the decomposers. Now what is meant by the decomposers? Known for the breaking down large molecule into the simple molecules, which are called as the decomposers. That they are the known for the breaking down of large molecules into the simple molecules. Okay, these are called as the decomposers. Then various types of bacteria are there. That is the lactobacilli. Okay, which is called as a lactobacilli. Which called as a lactobacilli? That is the anaerobes helping in curding of milk. Okay, from milk we all know that the curd is made with the help of the bacteria, that is the lactobacilli. Then next it is the azotobacter. Now azotobacter is the bacteria which fix the nitrogen, which fixes the nitrogen. These are the azotobacter. Then antibiotic production, that is the streptomyces. Streptomyces are the bacteria which are used for the antibiotic production. Streptomyces bacteria which are used for the antibiotic production. Okay, then the last it is that the some bacteria are the pathogens also. Now what is meant by the pathogens? That is they are the disease causing organisms. Pathogen which are called as pathogens, that is they are the disease causing organism, they are called as a pathogens. Now which disease are caused due to these pathogens? That is disease like typhoid, cholera, tuberculosis and tetanus. These various diseases is caused by this pathogenic bacteria. Okay, now this is all about the kingdom Monera. This is the all about, these are the characters we have seen of kingdom Monera. Then we have to study the kingdom Protista, kingdom Plantae, kingdom Fungi and kingdom Animalia in detail. Okay, now today we have studied the whole kingdom, that is the first kingdom of 5 kingdom system, that is the kingdom Monera. Okay, thank you.